Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk's Bounty video. And in this video we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection Anakin Skywalker from the Ahsoka series. This is based on his appearance from the World Between Worlds episode, the flashback episode. It's essentially Clone Wars Anakin Skywalker, but played by Hayden Christensen, kind of like live action Clone Wars, which is fantastic. We're also going to be comparing this figure against the first version that we got of Anakin Skywalker from the Clone Wars that was released in TVC 1.0 and then subsequently re-released in TVC 2.0. So if you do happen to enjoy the video, hit the like button down below, subscribe if you're new, and let's take a look at the card back. All right then, so here is the card back, and we've got the Ahsoka logo at the top and Anakin Skywalker on a green name pill, green panel behind the figure. I actually quite like this card back. The image of Anakin Skywalker there looks to be taken straight from the show. That's the point in the show where he's kind of lecturing Ahsoka on like being a leader and, you know, the horrors of war and all that kind of stuff. It was a pretty cool conversation that they had. You really did get to see a bit more of Anakin Skywalker there. And of course, played by Hayden Christensen. I'll leave it up to you to decide how you felt about that in terms of, you know, de-aging him and things like that. Did it sort of fit? But I thought they did a pretty good job. It was good to see him in it, that is for sure. And yeah, that is the card back. And on the back of the card, we've got VC347 in the line. You can see another image of the card there and the figure. Now, my son actually said to me, you know, is that figure right? The hair looks a bit light. And when we get the figure out, we will sort of take a closer up look and compare him against another one. But I kind of do agree that the hair does look a little bit too blonde compared to what Hayden Christensen looks like on the card back there. But as I say, we're going to open it up now and check it out. All right then, so here is Anakin Skywalker out of the packaging, and the first thing I've got to say is that I really do like this figure a lot. There isn't too much to dislike about this figure at all. I know we're going to come on to the sort of missing scar in a second, but in terms of the figure and the posability, it's a really good figure. It really is. Most of this figure is all new. I'm pretty sure that the only parts that they've reused from the previous figure is the arms. So it's got a new torso, the belt's different. Of course, we've got the new legs. He's got the rocker ankles. He's still got that soft goods going on. So the articulation works really, really well. And we're going to bring the other figure in a second to compare them. We'll just stand them up straight next to each other so you can really see. And then we'll also take a closer up look at this particular figure. But you can just see there in the pose that I've got in there what you are able to do with this figure. And to get an Anakin Skywalker of this quality, it just makes your mouth water for when we get that Revenge of the Sith version from that 3-pack, when we all get that in our hands, because that again looks a phenomenal figure. But very, very happy for this one. This is a massive upgrade on the previous version. And yeah, now we'll bring the other one in and we can just see exactly the improvements that they've made. Okay, so here are the two Anakins side by side, and you can really see the new version on the right hand side there, the improvements that they've made. We'll come on to the head sculpt in a minute and take a closer up look at that. But you know, this one for me looks a lot more like Anakin Skywalker. I never was a fan of the previous head sculpt, but it's not just that. You just have to look at the body as well. Improved torso. You've got the soft goods. So much better, the soft goods on the new version compared to the previous version. This one looks like a little skirt, doesn't it? Whereas this Anakin Skywalker here is a great example of where you do hard goods flowing into soft goods perfectly, almost seamless, in fact. It's not jarring at all. I think it looks great. Of course, this figure as well has different boots, and look at the size of the feet as well. This version has these tiny, weeny little feet. Obviously, the new version has the rocker ankles as well, and the ever so slightly bigger feet, which enables him to stand up a lot better. And of course, he has those barbell hips as well, which helps with all of that articulation. But for me, this is just now a complete mismatch. The one on the left is going to go into a little baggie into my collection in a box, and probably never see the light of day again, because this one is going to take pride of place. And we also get the animated Clone Wars version of this figure with the cape in that 3-pack, if that's something you're interested in. But now you've seen a comparison of exactly how much they've improved this character and his outfit. When comparing the two figures, it's just a complete mismatch. So now we'll take a closer up look at the new version. All right, so let's take a really close up look at the head sculpt first of all. And I guess my only complaint about this is that he does look a little bit young, a little bit too fresh-faced. He doesn't have the scar, which is an inaccuracy, unfortunately, but I'm quite liking the hairpiece. As my son said, it could have been a slightly darker shade of brown. I think it's a little bit too light, but you know, I'm not going to complain too much. I think it looks really, really good. And we just turn the figure around so you can see all the sculpting work on that hairpiece. Really, really nice. You've got that back piece of his armor. Once again, the same arms, so the shoulder pieces are, you know, attached to the arm. Got the little emblem on the side there. And there's his belt with a few nice paint applications on it. And then we'll see the new legs. He's got those, you know, fantastic barbell hips, which just is a huge improvement. The other figure had swivel hips, so he didn't even have, you know, hinged hips at all. So huge improvement. And there's that head sculpt once again. Yeah, I'm not too sure how much it looks like Hayden particularly. But yeah, still looks pretty cool for, like, you know, Clone Wars Anakin. Huge, huge improvement. In terms of the articulation, I mean, he's got everything you're going to need. The only small complaint that I would have is that even though the head is on a barbell joint, the bottom barbell is quite far down into the neck. So you don't really get too much movement on that bottom pin. You get a little bit on the top, but you know, with modern figures these days, I would expect a little bit more movement on the head. You can't really put it too much to the side and have it stay there, but it's not really a deal breaker, to be honest. The shoulder pads on the shoulders there go underneath the armor, so they go all the way around. We've got the hinges at the elbows. We've got hinges at the wrist. Nice torso crunch there. Also swivels, of course. And as I mentioned, we have those barbell hips. Split at the thigh. A pretty good knee joint. I would say that's just past 90. And then we've got rocker ankles as well. So, as I said, huge improvement. There's his lightsaber attached to his belt. You also get the lightsaber here, which, as always, is a little bit smaller than previous lightsabers that we've had in the line. You can just see the bottom one there. That was the previous Anakin. And you can just see that they've made them ever so slightly smaller. And they've also done away with that sort of, I don't know, igniting piece at the bottom of the blade there. Roughly about the same length, but, you know, more of a hilt on the original. Okay then, so once again, we have Anakin Skywalker from live action Clone Wars, or from the flashback scene in Ahsoka, whichever way you want to think about it. He is an awesome figure, very, very happy with it. He's going to go very nicely in my display with all of my 501st and replace this dude. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out my other reviews, which are going to be coming up on the channel of the rest of the wave. I've already reviewed the 501st Phase 1 Clone Trooper, or the Clone Trooper Lieutenant. Again, whichever way you want to think about that one. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you to my Patreon supporters and channel members. As always, your support means a great deal to me, so thank you so much. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we shall see you on the next one.